Hey, what's up, all you lovely learners in Learning Land? Tyler from 10thumbspro.com, and today we're going to learn all 5 shapes of the A minor pentatonic on your guitar. With new guitar tutorials every single Monday, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. Printable tabs for this tutorial by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes. You'll also see a link to all 5 shapes of the E minor pentatonic as well up there. More links in the description, including Instagram, as well as my email if you want some Skype lessons one-on-one. Okay, so go ahead and grab your guitar. Brain and attention span. Once you have those 3 things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in, let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna start at the lowest frequency end of the fretboard and work our way towards the sound hole, which actually means that we're not starting with shape 1, we're starting with shape 4. Shape 4 is built around this A minor chord here. So we're gonna start off and we're gonna play open 3 on the E string, open 3 on the A string, and this is the A note, your minor root, C note, your relative major root, open 2, 1 3, open 3, 3 0 3 1 2 0 2 0 3 0 3 0. Okay, so that is shape number 4. After shape 1, I would say that this is the most played shape, especially because it sits right there inside this popular chord. You use it for fills a lot, all right? Okay, so moving on to shape 2. Moving on to shape number 5. Shape number 5 is going to be 3 5 3 5 2 5 2 5 3 5 3 5. Okay, root notes. You have an A note on the 5th fret of the E string, 5th fret of the E string. You have a C note here on the 3rd fret of the A string. You also have another C note on the 3rd fret of the G string here. And you have another A note right here on the 2nd fret of the G string. So those are your minor and major roots. Those are good to know because you use them for resolution. Resolution is the last note you play in your solo or your lick. And by knowing those notes, if you play them last, it'll make your solos and your licks sound finished. I would say that shape 5 is probably actually one of the least used because of this big stretch right here. Having said that though, the 3 5 3 5 in the low frequencies and the 3 5 3 5 in the high frequencies are really, really nice to connect to shape 1. All right, so that was shape number 5. Shape number 1. Because there's only 5 shapes, after shape number 5, you get into shape number 1. Shape number 1, the classic one, looks like 5 8 5 7 5 7 5 7 5 8 5 8. You have a minor root on the 5th fret of the E, 5th fret of the E, and the 7th fret up here of the D string. Major root, 8th fret of the E, 8th fret of the E, and also right here on the 5th fret of the G string, you have another C note. So those are your minor and major roots. Okay, shape number 2, let's learn it and then we'll talk about it. 8 10, 8 10, 7 10, 7 9, 8 10, 8 10. And you have a little A minor in here, and you have a C major in here as well. Now this shape would be the top half of this. Is not used that much, but this bottom half as an extension from shape 1 is very, very common, okay? So in terms of roots, 8th fret, you have a C note here on the E string. You have your 2 major roots there on the 8th fret of the E and the E string, sorry. You're going to have another 7th fret right here. You're going to have an A note on the 7th fret of the D string, just like we had in the other shape. That's followed up by another C note right here. That C note is on the 10th fret of the D string. Right here as well on the 10th fret of the B string, you have another A note, so there's a minor root there. Okay, so we only need one more shape, shape number 3. Shape number 3, I think, is completely underrated and doesn't get played enough. I love it. It starts off really nice, really basic, really easy to use. 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. Then we're going to go down to the 9th fret of the G string, back to the 12th fret of the G string, 10th fret of the B string, 13th fret of the B string. We're going to go back to 10, 12. Now, what I really, really like about this one, if you make this C major chord here based on your F bar shape, you can slide right into that little box that's 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. Your minor roots, 12th fret here on the A string, of course. That's going to be followed up by a C note here on the 10th fret of the D string. Right here on the 10th fret of the B string, you'll have another root, followed by the major root, 13th fret of the B string. And those are your major and minor roots. I keep accidentally playing this note here, but it sounds kind of cool. That's because that is in the major 7th. Ooh, it sounds very Spanish. But it's definitely not in the scale. Sorry about that. Okay, so those are all 5 of the shapes of the A minor pentatonic. So what you really want to do is you want to go them up and down, maybe do some alternate picking too, work on that as an exercise, and then just memorize where the root notes are, because the root notes, again, are what you're going to use for resolution. The more you play these scales in exercise, the more you go up and down, the more you mix up those exercises too, do them in eighth notes, do them in triplets, etc. The more you commit these scales to memory, the more when you go to learn a solo from your favorite artist, the easier it's going to be. Because what you've done is you've taken the time to learn these shapes, and most of these solos you're going to see are in these shapes. For example, what we're doing here, that's the shape, that's a little lick from Layla by Clapton. And because I know the shape, and even though that scale's in D minor, because I know the shape so well, it's really easy for me to transpose it and play it here in this shape. So by committing these shapes to memory, it's going to make it really fun for you to improvise. It's going to make it easier for you to learn solos from your favorite artists, and you're just going to overall be a better musician. All right? Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and we'll catch you next Monday for our next guitar tutorial. Excellent, everyone. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the tutorial. Here at 10thumbspro.com, we definitely appreciate you, and we appreciate you learning with us. We'll see you next Wednesday for our next tutorial. Think about becoming a Patreon. It helps me. It helps you. It will accelerate your learning, and it starts at just $1 a month with dollar creation with caps as low as $1 a month. That's cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger, folks. All right, until next time. Keep your hands moving rapidly while you're speaking, because that's just kind of what you do. And until next time, rock and roll, love, peace, and chicken grease, and we'll catch you soon. Raise the roof. Oh, that was the most embarrassing wear the pants to your navel, my silly aunt is chaperoning the dance move that I've ever done.